you're legendary for the parties that you throw.
Mm-hmm. I'm a legend, baby, for a whole bunch of things.
Yes.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
Diddy parties exposed. Is Hollywood in for deep trouble? The Hollywood elite knew one thing for sure. If you got to a Diddy party, you were in. These parties were more than just events. They were a rite of passage. A golden ticket that said, you made it. Lavish mansions, endless champagne, A-listers everywhere, and the promise of a night you would not forget. Stars like Beyonce, Jay-Z, Usher, and Justin Bieber were all part of it, slipping behind velvet ropes into a world most of us could only dream about. But those nights weren't just about flashing lights and luxury. There was something darker, something hidden behind the glamorous facade. How did these parties, which started as an exclusive gathering for Hollywood's finest, slowly turn into a mystery that no one wanted to talk about? Welcome to the world of Diddy's infamous parties, where being made came with a cost. A cost we're only just beginning to understand. Behind the glitzy photos and celebrity selfies was a twisted reality, where the rich and powerful indulge in their worst impulses. Stories have come out that these were not just parties, but places where crimes like trafficking and abuse happened under the radar. The so-called satanic rituals have blown open the dark secrets of Hollywood, exposing big names and making everyone wonder how we didn't see it all before. The revelations have hit Hollywood hard. The celebrities we idolized, the stars who seem so perfect, are suddenly caught in a scandal that's impossible to ignore. They're hiding now, trying to avoid the fallout, while fans are left shocked. Everything we thought we knew about fame, the parties, the glamour, has been turned upside down. In this episode, Police Off the Cuff investigates the Diddy freak-offs and white parties, the allegations against the hip-hop music producer, and the darkest secrets in Hollywood's underbelly. The Diddy story begins from the streets of Harlem, where Sean had a troubled childhood. From facing abuse as an altar boy to sharing a home with a father involved with notorious crime figures like Nicky Barnes. It's safe to say Sean's childhood was not ideal. However, Sean turned things around by becoming a household name in the 90s. Diddy started out as a music producer in the 90s, hustling his way up in New York City. He worked with some of the biggest talents like Mary J. Blige and the notorious B.I.G. His label, Bad Boy Records, quickly became one of the hottest in the industry. He had the magic touch, turning artists into household names. And soon enough, he was a star in his own right. Fame brought connections, and Diddy became friends with legends, Jay-Z, Nas, and so many more. He was at the top, and everyone wanted to be in his circle. With success came the legendary Diddy parties. These weren't just parties, they were events. If you got an invite, you knew you were somebody. Celebrities, millionaires, artists, they all flocked to these wild nights. It was the 90s and the rap scene was changing everything, especially how people partied. Rap stars weren't just making music, they were setting the tone for an entire culture. The parties got bigger, crazier, and the rules seemed to vanish.
That's it, you ready? You ready? Let's go. Come on, people.
I'm from Cali, on the beach, man. Venice Beach. Venice Beach. Yeah. That's a printer. Give a shout out.
parties became crazier and everyone wanted to be a part of them. Diddy's parties became infamous for their wild energy and star-studded guest lists. They were referenced in pop culture, in music videos, and in lyrics that painted a picture of pure, unfiltered luxury. Songs like Jay-Z's Big Pimpin' and Maze's Feel So Good made it sound like the best time ever.
Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Hey, what up,
Grab
girl?
my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city
Let's go.
before I leave.
Suddenly, everyone wanted to wake up like P. Diddy. Pure, unadulterated debauchery was celebrated as free spirits having a good time. No questions asked, no answers sought. No one asked what teenage stars were doing at an adult event. No one questioned why these parties went on for days, sometimes weeks. It was like everyone was working together to keep a secret. The stars we adored so much knew something was wrong. However, these parties led to the downfall of Sean Diddy. What started as a celebration of fame turned into something else. A scene where excess and power blurred lines. And that's when things started to go wrong. Diddy's success had brought him to the top. But the same parties that made him a legend were about to make everything fall apart.
Entourage. They're like, hey, Mr. Diddy. He's like, oh, what the fuck? Come with me, nigger. Oh, okay. Here I come. All right. I'll be back, guys. Don't worry. I'm P. Diddy, bitch. They're like, oh, okay. All right. We're going to lock the hell.
The truth is now out. Let's rewind a bit. November 16th, 2023. A day the entertainment world won't soon forget. R&B singer Cassie Ventura filed a bombshell lawsuit against Diddy. It wasn't just shocking, it was salacious. The lawsuit was so explicit it came with a trigger warning on the first page. Sean Diddy Combs accused of years of rape and abuse by singer Cassie in a lawsuit. Cassie accused Diddy of rape, sex trafficking, and abuse over their 10-year relationship. The details were bone-chilling. She described how Diddy had fits of uncontrollable rage, beat her brutally, and coerced her into days-long sessions with male sex workers, something Diddy called freak-offs. And it didn't end there.
And just a day after music mogul Sean Diddy Combs was accused of sexual assault and years of abuse in a new lawsuit filed by R&B singer Cassie.
In a surprising turn of events, the lawsuit was settled with Cassie. Many thought that would be the end of it. But this was just the beginning. Cassie's voice opened the floodgates, and more victims stepped forward, revealing even darker secrets. Joy Dickerson Neal, Liza Gardner, Jane Doe, each of them had a story. And each story pointed back to Diddy. These women accused him of drugging, raping, and sexually assaulting them. Some of the allegations dated back decades, involving victims as young as 16. And it wasn't just women coming forward. Music producer Rodney Jones also made allegations claiming Diddy groped him and forced him to engage with prostitutes. Diddy vehemently denied all allegations. However, everyone knew the media mogul was in big trouble. Things now did not look very good. Rock stars, celebrities that would boast about their being close to Diddy now started distancing themselves. Distance became the name of the game, as celebs remained silent on the allegations. If Diddy was planning a line of defense, he did not know what was coming his way.
Disturbing new video appears to support some of the accusations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
In 2016, a hotel surveillance camera captured Diddy in a violent rage, dragging Cassie down the hallway after a freak-off. This video would later become a crucial part of the federal case against him. Diddy tried to apologize. He even said he sought professional help afterward. But as more people came forward, apologies started to feel empty. It didn't stop there. Former members of Danity Kane, the girl group that Diddy himself molded, came forward, and what they said was chilling. They described him as a master of manipulation, psychologically tearing them down, controlling every aspect of their lives. But it wasn't just mind games. They said he was physically abusive too. This wasn't about lavish parties anymore. This was about power, dominance, and fear. A dark empire built on keeping others under his thumb. Then, the US government stepped in. And what they uncovered? It was the stuff of nightmares.
We're following a developing story in Southern California where Homeland Security agents have raided the home of rapper Sean Diddy.
Mapleton Drive near Sunset and Beverly Glen became a madhouse. And as more Bearcats and undercover cops pulled in, so did the swarms of onlookers.
In March of 2024, Homeland Security agents raided Diddy's homes in Miami and LA. What did they find? Weapons. Lots of them. Firearms, ammunition, but that wasn't all. They found baby oil, lubricants, and other items allegedly used during Diddy's infamous freak-offs. The parties weren't just wild, these were the scenes of exploitation. This was no longer just a rumor mill, it was hard, undeniable evidence. The federal indictment came next, and it hit like a bombshell. Sex trafficking, forced labor, racketeering, obstruction of justice. Sean Combs, charged in Manhattan federal court with sex trafficking and other federal offenses. Alleged conduct occurred over more than a decade in multiple states. The allegations weren't just a list. They were a blueprint of a criminal empire. It was now clear. Diddy wasn't just throwing parties. He was orchestrating a sinister operation, and his world of glamour was nothing but a facade. The empire he built was rooted in abuse, coercion, and power games. And now, all those secrets are out in the open. Everything he had built was falling apart, piece by piece. And finally, he was taken into custody.
He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs. His lawyer said Combs had come to New York 2 weeks ago.
But Diddy's troubles didn't stop there. He was denied bail. Not once, but twice. The courts decided he was too much of a risk. There were real fears that he might tamper with witnesses or obstruct justice in some way. Sean Diddy Combs will stay in jail after bail is denied for a second time. Diddy, the king of hip-hop, was now sitting in a Brooklyn jail held without bond. But even in custody, the accusations kept coming. Dahlia Graves, another alleged victim, filed her lawsuit accusing Diddy and his head of security of raping her back in 2001. Lawsuits piled up. The pressure on Diddy mounted, and the entire entertainment world began to take notice. It's not just Diddy who's in trouble. The entire entertainment industry is in crisis mode. Many celebrities who were once proud to be seen at Diddy's parties are now scrambling to distance themselves. The alarms were off, and names were already coming up. Eyebrows were raised when Rodney Jones added Cuba Gooding Jr. to his lawsuit for assaulting and harassing him on a yacht that Diddy rented in 2023. Social media is filled with fans noticing deleted tweets and Instagram posts from those who were once close to him. Usher says his account was hacked, not deleted after Diddy arrest. Hollywood is afraid, and for good reason. The question everyone is asking, how did it stay hidden for so long? The empire Diddy built wasn't just built on talent. It was built on control, power, and fear. The federal indictment made that clear. sex trafficking, forced labor, racketeering. This wasn't just about parties getting out of hand. This was an organized scheme that ran for decades. And people looked the other way because it was Diddy, because he was legendary. But now, the illusion is shattered. The parties that made him a legend are the same parties that will likely be his downfall. The stories of luxury and excess are now stories of horror and abuse.
I'm a legend, baby, for a whole bunch of things.
Yes.
You need locks on the door.
It looks like the Diddy drama is reaching a whole new level of craziness because Jamie Foxx just dropped some serious bombshells, accusing Diddy of allegedly attempting something sinister against him after Jamie decided to distance himself from Diddy's notorious activities. Remember when Jamie faced that serious medical emergency last year? Well, hold on to your hats because Cat Williams is also dropping his thoughts on this. And according to Cat, it wasn't just some random health scare. It was allegedly orchestrated by none other.
For years, Sean Diddy Combs was untouchable. A music icon, a cultural force, and a gatekeeper of some of the most legendary parties in the entertainment world. People like Beyonce, Jay-Z, Usher, everyone wanted to be seen at these events. The most famous faces in entertainment were there, part of the scene, whether they knew the full extent of it or not. The rumors now suggest that some celebrities weren't attending because they wanted to. They were attending because they had to. There was pressure. There was coercion. And there were cameras everywhere. And what those cameras captured? That footage, those images, they became Diddy's leverage. Diddy's story feels eerily familiar. It sounds a lot like the twisted tale of Jeffrey Epstein, a man who used his wealth and connections to exploit others, to build a network where everyone was complicit, where secrets were currency. Epstein's dark empire was fueled by blackmail, by using people's worst moments against them. And now it looks like Diddy might have been playing the same game. Footage from those parties, photos taken in secret, whispers of favors demanded and threats made. It's a web that looks all too similar. And it doesn't stop with Epstein. There's another name that keeps coming up. Harvey Weinstein. Weinstein was another powerful figure in entertainment. Someone who was protected by his influence, who was able to continue his abuse for years because no one wanted to challenge him. Diddy's situation is a lot like that too. He had the power, the money, the connections. And for years he seemed untouchable. We've seen it before. Powerful men using their wealth to cover up horrific behavior, to shield themselves from any kind of accountability. Epstein, Weinstein, and now Diddy. They were all connected to the elite. They were part of the same circles, the same parties, the same lavish events. And their stories are giving us a glimpse of everything that's wrong with the people at the very top. But it gets even darker. Stories are surfacing about how young stars, teenagers, barely adults, were lured into these parties with the promise of fame and success. Some celebrities distanced themselves from the parties as soon as they got an idea of the disturbing truth. Hollywood A-lister Denzel Washington is reported to have stormed out of a Diddy party after yelling at the host back in 2003. He also reportedly said he never strayed too late at a Hollywood after-party. Others were not so self-aware. Justin Bieber, when he was just starting out, was seen at Diddy's parties. He was just a kid, trying to make it in the industry. But he was brought into the world of excess and chaos. He's not the only one. Stories of young artists being pressured, coerced, and used are starting to come out. There's a possibility of some caught on camera. Pictures taken without consent. Moments of vulnerability turned into blackmail. And just like Epstein, these visuals became a tool of control. So why didn't anyone speak up? The people who attended Diddy's parties were glamorous. Yes, but they were also scared. They knew that one wrong move, one step out of line, and the images from those nights could end their careers. It was a game, and Diddy held all the cards. Diddy's indictment isn't just about a few wild nights. It's about decades of abuse, about a criminal enterprise that's been running for years. Homeland Security raided his homes and found firearms, baby oil, lubricants, all the tools of manipulation and control. It's the same pattern we've seen before. Use the parties as a cover, use the people as pawns, and keep everyone quiet by whatever means necessary. How many more secrets are waiting to be exposed? Because if Diddy, Epstein, Weinstein, all these icons of power and wealth, if they were hiding these horrors, who else is out there hiding in plain sight? The American elite has a lot to answer for, and this is just the beginning.